Dr. Debbie Lassiter, and welcome back to CRC, The Conversation. I'm the CEO and co-founder of the Convergence Resource Center, and I'm here with my colleague.
And I'm Carla McKeever, and I'm also co-founder and CFO of Convergence Resource Center. And welcome back again to The Conversation.
Well, yeah. So, Carla, what caught your eye this week? Oh, well, first, tell us what we're going to talk about.
Oh, you want to talk about what we're going to talk about?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're going to talk about vision boards and what we do here at the center. And we're also going to talk about tattoos.
Ooh.
And I know we do talk, I know that's a subject that some of us do talk about, but I think what we have to say is a little bit more than what we normally talk about.
I would agree.
Tattoos.
I would agree. So what caught your eye this week, Carla?
I had to think about that. And the thing that came to me was learning how to listen. How to sit back and be quiet for a change and listen. Because a lot of times when we're talking or people come to us, we're always thinking about the answer we're going to give. We're trying to think about how we're going to formulate what we have to say.
Yes.
But we're not listening.
No.
And you would think it should be an automatic that we should know how to listen. But it seems to be, especially for me, for what I found out is like sometimes I don't listen. Sometimes, because in my head, I know what I want to say and I'm going to say it and that's that. But sometimes you have to sit back and quiet yourself and hear what someone is saying. So learning to listen.
That's a good one. I heard this before that if you're thinking about what you're going to say next, you're not listening. And how often are we talking to somebody and we're thinking about what we're going to say next, right? So, wow, our listening skills really need to be developed, more developed. Wow, that's really good.
And is it a learned behavior or is it?
We don't know.
I don't know, but it is. I think sometimes we do have to train ourselves to be quiet, to quiet our insides out, quiet our minds, and hear.
That is really good.
We miss a lot.
Whew, that is really good, really good. Well, for me, this week I thought about, this may not sound well, but I thought about the importance of treating people the way you want to be treated. I know there are times when you go like a restaurant or somewhere and the person is they're obviously not happy that you're there, but they're your waiter or whatever. And many times I've learned to just kind of take a beat and see, what's wrong with the person. They may have had a rotten day. You make them smile or ask them a question where they get to say something about themselves and everything changes. Because that's what I want somebody to do for me. If I was acting like I'd lost my mind, I want somebody to give me the benefit of a doubt that maybe something else is going on. And I think we need to learn how to do that for each other and to do that more for each other as people. So often we're looking at what's in front of us right now and not even considering what could be going on with that person. Now, sometimes they're just a jerk, but that's okay. But sometimes there's really something else going on, and they just really want somebody else to see them and to see what they're going through and respond to that. So, well, Carla, vision boards, what are those?
Well, a vision board is an activity to physically cast the vision of your goals in life using pictures, drawings, papers. It's actually a board and putting your visions on the board. So it is exactly what it says is a vision board, but it helps you to gain some ground in seeing what your vision is before you all the time. As I hear people, it's like, well, I have an area and I put up different things that goals that I have for myself. So visions are goals. And sometimes when you put them in pictures and when you actually see them, it helps you to remember because we get so sidetracked with life that we don't remember it's like, oh yeah, that's right. That's what I wanted to do. Oh yeah, I did say that, right? I did say I wanted to, or get back in school. I did say that I was going to find a job, and I did find a job. And of course, some of your visions change as time goes along.
Sure.
But this particular vision board is a vision board for when you come in and being able to put your visions and your goals and before you, so that not only do you see them, but you can act upon them.
Because they're ever before you.
Yeah.
You can hang that vision board up or put it up anywhere in your house. And a lot of very successful people have adopted that to have vision boards. And Sarah teaches that here to make a vision board. And a lot of people want to make a vision board. They try to sneak into the class so they can make a vision board. It's really something very important to be able to do. Well, today we want to kind of segue into tattoos. And I mean, you see people tatted up. I mean, they got tats from top to bottom, some of them all over themselves. But we want to look at it in relation to human trafficking. Now, people may remember this guy. He was a Northwest suburban Chicago massage parlor owner. He owned, I think, 2 or 3 massage parlors, right? But he was sentenced to life in federal prison, first one in Illinois history, for crimes including sex trafficking, forced labor, harboring illegal aliens, confiscating passports to further forced labor and extortion. So this guy was a trafficker. And the crimes here, I'm going to make this clear, the crimes that he was charged for, arrested for, prosecuted for, and convicted for involved foreign women, even though, and we know some of them, even though several of his clients or several of the people that he trafficked were women from America. But they didn't feel like they could build a case with them. So they chose just the foreign women. This guy, his name was Alex Campbell. He also went by Cowboy. And he was the first trafficker in Illinois history to be sentenced to life in prison. He beat, raped, and terrorized these young women and forced them into sexual exploitation. This guy, from the back, the nape of her neck, and I've seen it, all the way to her waistline, all across her back, tattooed his manifesto of who he was, what he was doing, how great he was, and he couldn't spell.
Oh.
So she has this manifesto on her back. She has to explain it to anybody that sees her, a bathing suit or whatever with her back. It is very painful to get a tattoo removed. I know I've gone with some of our women when they went to get their tattoos removed because they don't want them on them anymore. Because many times, and we'll talk to that, the tattoo is used as a brand by the trafficker. So he will brand them with the name that he wants them to be called, or she wants them to be called. And I was with several of our clients, and it's very painful. They almost broke my fingers because she said, "Can I hold your hand?" Because he told her it was going to hurt. And I said, "Sure." She grabbed my hand. I thought I was going to die. Yeah, but anyway, traffickers tattoo people usually sometime with a street name. Because one of the first things a trafficker will do is give you a different name because that takes away your identity, right? They'll tattoo barcodes, just like what's on your stuff in the grocery store, right? Symbols like money. One guy tattooed $signs over a woman's private parts to show that that's where his money comes from, right? Another one, they will tattoo a dog collar on someone's neck. Or, and this one, a branding iron. Same ones like what they use on cattle.
Right.
They would brand them with a branding iron. And this is to signify ownership, to let you know that this person belongs to me. But what we found out with the survivors in conversations with them was that many of them, and I have their permission to share this, because when they told it to me, it was in a support group, and I was taken aback by it at first. And I think a lot of people don't realize this. Have you ever seen a person, they call it ink, with a whole bunch of ink? I mean, they got tattoos everywhere, right? What they told us was that after being released or escaping human trafficking, many times they had so much self-hatred and self-loathing, not all of them, but some of them. They know that tattoos hurt, So they got them repeatedly to punish themselves. Just think about that for a minute. I'm not getting a tattoo because I want to or because I think it's cool. I'm getting a tattoo because I think I'm worthless and I deserve the pain. They also said they used them as a vehicle to inflict pain because they believed that they deserved it because of the things that they did. Not keeping in mind at all that the things that they did while they were being trafficked, they were forced to do. They didn't really have a choice in it, especially if coercion was involved, which it usually was. They also wanted to numb the pain of the past. So they would hide the pain, the memory in the pain. Or, I just have a question for people. What's the first thing you think when you see a person all tatted up?
Yeah. You'd be like, usually you go, okay, what's this about? Or, you always think negatively. Whatever the thought is not positive.
Not usually.
It's usually negative. So I can't say exactly what I'm thinking, but usually it's, negative. It's like, are they in something or why are they all tatted up, especially sometimes on the face and on the eyebrow, just everywhere. It could be anywhere.
We've had so many women come through here where somebody's got a tattoo across their forehead or down their face or on their neck. How are they going to go get a job in the customer service industry? But the first thought we usually have, there's a couple thoughts go through our mind. First, they must be in the gang, right? Two, it isn't, they're a really super cool, good person. That's not what we're thinking. But what if the person you're looking at with all those tattoos has those tattoos because they feel so worthless and like they deserve the pain because of what they've gone through in their past? What a big mistake we're making.
Right. Of not giving them a chance and really thinking negatively, because that's not always the case. Because once you elicit a conversation with someone, you can find out, okay, I like them, despite whatever the reason, because we never say what happened to them. We never say that.
We do not.
Right? Because we're thinking that they got the tattoos because, like you said, they're in this or they're in that, a representation of something negative. It's not just, it's not always just, well, I'm in love and I put a heart. No, we don't,
Yeah, that one happens.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, put somebody's name on this, then you break up next week.
And you still have
Still got the tattoo.
Still got the tattoo. Yeah.
But this is such a serious thing to me because tattoos just go away by themselves.
Well, this gentleman, I don't even want to call Alex the cowboy. I mean, they rarely give people life for the crime that he committed, but because that he tattooed them and branded these women, I believe that the judge was like, they'll have to explain this every day. They'll be in pain for the rest of their lives. There'll have to be an explanation. So that's one of the reasons that this judge gave him such an extensive sentence. He
was very brutal.
Very brutal. Blackmail and all kinds of stuff.
If you read the case, this guy, keep in mind, you're still only reading some of what he did. But if you look at his case, he was very, very cruel. And he had in his massage parlors, he usually had a basement where the floor was covered with plastic. So whatever he did, there was no evidence. He would roll up the plastic and throw it away. He was very brutal. And women that we know that were trafficked by him, to this day still are suffering psychological damage. But I would like to say for us as a community, as members of the human race, when you see somebody with tattoos, don't make an automatic assumption about them. Because sometimes they're in pain. They got psychological, emotional, mental pain that you can't even understand. Because, in some of the recent cases and others in the past, that sometimes they kept these women in dog cages with dog collars on. But this guy would tattoo a dog collar around their neck so he didn't have to pay for one. And the psychological damage of them believing that they were equivalent to a dog, they wouldn't try to escape.
Right. Plus, he was, like you say, he was just brutal, and just all the things that he did to try and keep these women under control. Taking away, all their identity, taking away. They didn't have any money, and then any time that they might get or they think they were going to be paid, he would put a fine on them for little of no reason, and want that too, and threaten them. So he was an awful person. And
not only that, when you think of some of these women weren't even from this country, couldn't even speak English barely, and he just consistently took advantage of them. And I can remember being with a group of women, and a couple of the women were victims of his, and he was on either 2020 or Dateline, one of these shows. And they had a taped recording of him because they had went and I think interviewed him in prison because he was the first trafficker in Illinois history to get life. And just at the sound of his voice over that tape affected those women in a way I have never seen anything like it.
Wow.
In my life. It was just the sound of his voice over that tape. That's how much he had affected their lives. So you have some kind of encouragement you want to say to them?
I'm going to go, how do you encourage someone? And I think it's just being civil. It's being nice. And it isn't by passing judgment. So even though I said when I do see someone with tattoos, I think the world has gotten to where they try to normalize what we see. I think about our gas prices. They put them up. I can remember back, I can't remember how many years, but it was like $4 or $5 for gas. And so when it came back down and leveled out, we thought, whew, gas is great.
But
it was still high. But it almost makes you normalize things that are happening and what you see. So I just say, I try to make myself not get used to hearing bad things that I hear. And just saying, oh, well, that happens all the time. That's nothing new. No, it's bad. And yes, I should take heed and hear, again, listening. I should take heed and hear what is going on and not make it normalized like the world wants you to normalize some things. And I just think it's kind of bad that, we hear about different things that are happening, the traffic, how people are driving fast. It's like, oh yeah, that happens all the time. We shouldn't normalize that. We can't normalize that. But yeah, we do have to be watchful. We have to be mindful of things that are going on. But I think we as individuals have to be careful about normalizing what is wrong.
Yes. Well, for me, and I just really would like to speak to the people that have this lived experience of whether it was a sexual assault, sexual abuse, or trafficking that led you to the point that you feel the need or are led to at times harm yourself. Not to end your life, but to harm yourself, whether it is with cutting or tattoos. To let you know that look for that person that is on the inside of you that has always been there, that may have gotten smothered or may have gotten put aside or beat down by life. Resurrect that person. And for those of us around you who don't understand what is happening to you, talking to us, please look for the person that's on the inside so you can help that person move forward. And person, move forward. For us, we should always do the best we can until we know better. And when we know better, we should do better. That's a quote from Maya Angelou. Well, Carla, I think that's going to be a wrap.
Is that a wrap already?
That's a wrap.
I felt like I had more to say, but...
Do you? Go ahead.
No, I'll just say just like and subscribe. I'll end it right there because I know we have more that's coming up. So there'll be more discussions on, I guess we could even do something on removal of tattoos. And
Ooh, that's painful.
it's very painful. And how someone felt when they were removed.
That's a thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How they felt when they were removed.
I know that for the person that we were working with, when it got removed, because her trafficker had tattooed the name that he gave her on her arm. And she no longer called herself by her own name. She called herself by that name. And she said that when that was removed, as painful as it was, when that was removed, she felt like she started to feel human. I don't know what it feels like to not feel human. So that was amazing.
Because your identity has been taken from you, and you've been given a new identity.
That's right.
But once you come back, you realize what was given to you was not right, and now it's like moving forward, as you've spoken before, but moving forward and always not looking back at that old life, but looking forward to that new life.
Yes, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Well, folks.
Well, I'll say it again. You better like and subscribe, please. And I think you hit that notification bell as well. Yeah. And when you hit that notification bell, when a new episode comes out, you'll be notified.
Oh, wonderful.
And you can do it for, I think, episodes. You can do it for all. Once you hit that, I think it's a little bell on there on the YouTube.
And we want to let you know, you can go back. If you've missed some of these episodes, you can go all the way back to the first one on our YouTube page or on our website, and you can see them all. If there's one you want to repeat or you want to share with people, hey, you can do it. Website or YouTube. What else, Carla?
Yeah, and please visit our web page, convergenceresource.org, www.convergenceresource.org. And also you can contact us at CRC, contact us at convergenceresource.org. And make sure also, if you go to our website, that you subscribe to our newsletter. Yes. And that way you will find out about the different events that we have. You'll find out more of our programs. You'll find out more about just all the things that we're doing and have done, so that you can become more familiar if you are not. And also, I always say, please make a remark, give us some suggestions. I mean, we come up with different subjects and we kind of just touch on them just a little bit because we don't want it to be too long. But if you have something that you want us to touch on, please put it down there in your remarks. Yes, absolutely. And please, folks, tune in to Triumph Rising on Joy 1340 Mondays at 12:30. And again, if there are topics you want us to cover, please send it in. I want to let you know, though, for Triumph Rising, this is not for children. This is for adults. So please keep your little people away from earshot, because we are covering actual cases on that broadcast. Well, guess we're done, huh? Yes, we're done. But we've had a great conversation. We have. And we want to thank you guys so much for joining us for that little chat at CRC, The Conversation.
The Convergence Resource Center provides support services for women rebuilding their lives after trauma, with an emphasis on survivors of human trafficking and justice-involved women. We envision individuals who are empowered to make healthy choices that lead to productive, positive lifestyles within their homes and communities. The Convergence Resource Center sincerely thanks everyone for their generous donations. Your compassion makes it possible for us to support women on their healing journeys, rebuild families, and strengthen communities. For more information about the Convergence Resource Center and how you can get involved, visit us online at www.convergenceresource.org.